Hello, welcome to Roleplay Cafe. I am Jason. Below me is our MC for tonight's Barrowmaze campaign session number 9, Eloy, our MC. But next to him is Jorge, hiding behind this amazing artwork with a dice tray. And above Jorge is Jose, and we are ready to play session 9. Barrowmaze, take it away.
All right, so when last we left our heroes, you were inside the crypts beneath one of the mounds. You had just plundered the room with the 2 golden jackal statues, having survived the pit, and you are back in the room of statues, about to leave the mound when a creature stands in the shadowed entrance, right? The light behind him illuminates, and it's another of these corpses. And it just, looks at you and rushes forward. So, I guess, do we discuss marching order? Well, Vela and Felonius are in front.
Correct, because we're inside. Yeah, because we're inside.
Yeah, Dura...
Let me think. We got Vela and Felonius in front. So we're going to have Dura and Tarlin, so we can just scratch this out.
Okay.
Right.
So after them, I'm going to put Colmir and Lamb.
Got it.
In 3 and 4. Then Fimbria and Olwyn.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Then Targard and Targos.
Right.
And I'm at the back.
Got it. So it's the exact same thing. We just take out...
Yep. We're just removing the non-players' characters.
The guys who are not here tonight.
And we move Colmir and Lamb in front of the torch.
And we move them forward. Correct.
Felonius 1, Vela 2, Colmir 3, Lamb 4, Fimbria and Olwyn are 5 and 6, Targard and Targos 7 and 8, and Donald at the end.
There we go. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So the thing is rushing forward. Let's roll initiative because it's going to attack you.
Why?
Because it's like that, these people.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
All right, Vela steps up screaming and shield up with her broadsword. 17 plus, let me double check my strength bonus. Plus 1, so 16, and that would be 7 points of damage?
All right, so you strike it, and it just collapses in a heap of bones and wrappings and whatnot.
All right, I'm going to run forward and pour holy water all over it.
Ooh!
I have 2 vials.
Excellent idea. Excellent idea. So... because it's a pile of bones on the floor, just roll the damage. I don't think you just don't stopper the flask, right, and sort of pour it on top of it.
7 hits.
7 hits. All right. So when you do that, the bones start to sizzle, right, as if they were being burnt with some sort of acid, and they crumble into wet paste. Instead of dry dust, right? Because the water just melts it down. But
sweating,
won't be white paste.
Sweating and breathing hard, Vela turns to Donald and Felonius. No one is going to get these golden jackals from us. No one.
Excellent.
Well, it's good to see a motivated lady.
Very
all right,
much.
let me do the treasure real quick. See if there's anything here.
Let me know if you need me to roll some dice here.
Roll 3d6.
Oh, please roll 8 percentile die.
3d6, you said?
3d6, yes.
5 and a 6.
What's the total?
16.
11?
Right, 16.
16.
Yeah.
All right, and roll 1d3, please.
That's a 2. I mean, a 3, but a 2.
Hang on. You find 16 pieces of silver and Hang on 1 second. This is the thing with Wandering Monsters, but we like treasure, so we don't mind rolling.
We're not in a hurry, man.
All right, so roll 1d100, please.
1d100.
Yeah.
86.
Nice.
Ooh, good roll. Good roll. Oh, yes. Roll again, please.
46.
Okay, that's not so hot, but it's still better than before.
So Holy Avenger, okay.
Let me roll. Roll 1d12 if you have it.
1d12.
Yes.
I have it.
I'll look for one.
I
I
have
got
it.
one here.
That's a 9.
All right, 9. So it is. And I roll what? A 7? All right, so you find dangling from the wrappers near its head, you find an earring, which is very fine work, and it's got small precious stones. Let's say it's small sapphires, and it's worth about 75 pieces of gold.
Nice.
And within the robes, you find a very, very nice looking goblet. Again, made of gold
Wow.
with excellent filigree work and some precious inset stones. And this one is worth a lot of money. You can tell.
Wow.
Yes.
One is 500 pieces of gold.
Is this worth
for
a
the
king's
goblet
ransom?
alone.
Nice.
So you guys are making bank once again.
That's awesome.
This
Yes.
goblet must be worth a king's ransom.
Yes.
And good call on the holy water.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
So listen, I can't hire hirelings, so I'm willing to spend my gold on supplies.
That's right. That's right.
Perfect.
So lucky for you. That seems to be all.
So Avella will sheath her broadsword, keep the shield in hand, and approach the stairwell out. I want to take in roughly the time of day as I come out of this mound.
So it is about 2 o'clock, sometime after 2, a couple of hours after afternoon.
And southwest of us is the mound we have yet to investigate, correct?
Well,
I believe so.
yes, southwest.
So, Donald, should we investigate that mound on our way back, or should we head toward Helix directly?
We are heavily encumbered. If we run into trouble, we might have to drop your precious jackals.
Indeed.
That is not going to happen. She looks toward Olin, holding all of our treasure most of our treasure stuff, and tells Olin to tighten his grip. And no matter what happens, Olin, you hold that treasure sack. Then to Helix, lead the way, Donald.
All right. So in the wilderness, Vala and Donna will switch.
Right.
Because my plan is to head us as straight southwest as we can. So there might be some areas we haven't explored. Although no, because we came through M5. Yeah. So if we go from this one to the one we previously explored, and then pretty much straight southwest.
To the one you previously explored. To the mound you previously explored. Okay.
Which is like directly is like 3 squares to the southwest.
Okay.
And
So
from there south by southwest till we reach the exit.
South by southwest until you reach the exit. Right. So you've run over this area before, I believe.
Yeah, these are our hunting grounds.
Yeah. So let me see. I got to start using some highlighter to check out where you've been already. But if you go that way, I think you just run into places you've been before.
Mm-hmm.
It looks that way. It looks that way.
Backtrack.
Right.
Let
So
us not tarry and make our way back to Helix.
Mm-hmm.
We
yes,
must unencumber ourselves from all of this wealth we have accumulated. I'm sure our retainers would like to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And there are tithes and such that need to be administered.
are we carrying bodies? I forgot if we lost anyone on this last.
Well, we lost
Give them
Rex.
Yeah.
proper
Oh, we lost Vex. That's
We
right.
did a Karen.
Um,
we did a Karen.
I would
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
Give Vex a proper burial
Yeah.
back at the.
It might be best to burn Fex here on the top of the mound. 6'8",
Yeah.
215 pounds.
Yeah, lugging him back. Unless we make a travois.
Yes. Now that makes sense as well, right?
But there's no trees nearby.
that'll-
You know.
that'll-
Right.
body,
Yeah.
I think.
It strikes me that a pyre here is best for him before it draws too much. So I'm thinking a pyre.
Do that.
Right.
And say some
Yes.
words over him.
Yeah.
All right, so you
build
do
a fire and burn his body like the heathen kings of old.
Yes.
just do a pyre and spend one
He drank
vial
milk
of oil.
He drank
Yeah.
milk instead of ale, but he was a good man.
He was a good Cyclops man. Yes, he was. But it was his time. He believed Saint Yig would take him, and indeed he did.
The winds of change.
So Vela will throw a few coins into the fire. I don't know if we want to pay the full. Right?
No,
I'm,
I don't
I'm
think
thinking
it's
we
worth
need
it right
that.
now.
We need all of that treasure. Right?
So, as I've said before, if you want to justify this later, you could pay gold at the Temple of Fex
Okay.
to, it's like paying for somebody's mass,
Sure,
right?
sure.
After death. And so
Sure.
you could spend the money on him if you want. I think
Right.
it's up to 100 pieces of gold.
Right.
Yeah, but we got important stuff to buy.
Yeah.
Right, but you'll have money from your shares, so you
Yeah.
decide
Yeah.
later what you want to do with it.
Velo,
Right.
if no one has a disagreement with it, she would certainly leave his trident with him when we burn him. Right.
Of course.
His weapon. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So our trident is out of our collection.
Right.
His weapon shall accompany him on his journey to the great halls of his forefather.
And if he ends up in hell, it already looks like a pitchfork.
He may.
Which mound are you gonna burn him at? Just so I can remember.
Well, he
that.
fell at M5, right? So
Yes.
there's-
Yeah, I think we should burn him the closest to where he lay.
Well, he died on.
Five.
Okay, I know the mound where he died, so we can.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can.
that one, yeah.
Right. Okay. Ooh, Vex burned. Awesome. All right, just so I remember. So you make it to town uneventfully.
Perfect.
By the time you get there, again, it's sunset, and but you can still conduct business, change, sell the figurines, sell the goblet if you wish to do so. You guys tell me what you.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
You all know of a trustworthy appraiser that can give us a fair estimate for all these trinkets.
The halfling has been through so far. Often
HHR
I-
Huff and Puff. Yeah.
I would like to keep the golden earring. We can take it out of my cut. Does anybody have a problem with that?
Not at all.
Okay. So Vela will remove this fine work precious stone earring from the loot, and she will drive it into her earlobe.
Awesome.
Wince a little bit as it squirts some blood as she pulls it tight, and then looks up and how do I look, Min?
That looked painful.
And she's not the most attractive But she's not a dog. But she's now with a bloody earring hanging from her right earlobe. Now I just must find this match.
Fimbria looks at her with some dejectness and thinking it would look way better on her.
Right.
Well, you become a player character, and then you can keep an ear in.
You got to graduate to PC, baby.
Yeah. So we gotta go give the armor some coin.
Yes.
Okay, so this is important because obviously I'm gonna get plate mail and I'm gonna upgrade my longsword to a bastard sword just in case I have to fight without a shield. But at least my.
So I'm gonna tell you something, and you guys tell me how we want to handle it.
All right.
In theory, they don't do plate mail here. You have to go to the main town.
Oh.
My question is: do you wish to engage with that? Do you want to just?
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing this raw, baby.
I mean, we're living in this world, baby, and we're gonna need it.
It's sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi time.
That's right.
Eloy, I never rolled for my plate mail, by the way, so I don't know if I have one.
Roll?
Yeah, the paladin has a 1 in 10 chance of starting with a plate mail.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
nice. That's nice.
Well, roll it.
1 in 10.
Well, that
Did
there.
not happen. It did not happen.
No.
Well, you have enough gold to buy it now, so.
Yeah, I do, but yeah. So I mean, are we saying we're going over to we're journeying to the next town over to see if we can,
I
we
think
can find an armorer that can fashion that can craft.
So the armorer at the Axe and Anvil, the dwarves you had met before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Carl Barrelgut. Actually, it's Karg Barrelgut. And he sells all weapons and armor except bows and arrows or plate.
Okay.
What kind of dwarf does not sell plate? Barrel gut.
Too expensive and not enough customers to warrant it. I have not the raw materials
Do
for
you
it.
have the
But
means
you
to
have
have
the
it?
skill.
Do you have the means to bring it to us? Have it brought to us?
I'd be quicker if we go get it.
I think it's better if you do. I'd have to close my smithy just to make the journey.
I will buy a hand and a half sword from him.
Nice.
Likewise.
And he sells the broadswords. If you want to buy broadswords, his price is the best. He sells.
So what's the
8
difference in this
pieces
game?
of
What's the
gold.
difference between the broadsword and the?
The broadsword does 1d6 plus 1 damage. So it's 2 to 7 damage. It doesn't go to 1d8, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But he
And
sells
the
it for
brass-
cheap because they're normally 10 pieces of gold, if I remember correctly, and
Yeah.
he sells them for 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So and the bastard sword here is what, 1d8 or?
If you use it
1d6
one hand,
plus
it's 1d8. If you use it one handed, it's 1d8. If you use it two handed, it's 1d10.
Okay.
The
The
broadsword?
bastard.
Oh, the
No,
bastard. Oh, I'm sorry. The bastard. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm also I'm getting one of those.
That's 25 gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Ka-ching.
So, should we sell our wares here to the halfling we know and trust, or should we take our wares with us and sell them in the bigger city?
Well, if it is a long road, we probably do not want to carry all that weight. And Hufflepuff has dealt well with us. He's probably make us a better price.
Agreed.
I also buy 2 hand axes from this guy.
Okay.
Nice.
I would like a bow with arrows, but he does not sell those, the little bastard.
Because I don't work in bows, but the bowyer down the street does.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would head directly there to purchase a bow and a quiver of arrows.
And I obviously I need a fresh quiver, and then I would go to the temple to get some holy water.
Ooh. So he, Karg, directs you down the street to Valeron the elf, who sells bows and arrows.
Right.
Which so you can it's a couple of doors down.
Okay.
I make us.
You can get the holy water. So just tell me how many you get.
Well, I'm buying
or add
4. I'm buying 4.
4. Okay. Holy water, and you have 1 left, so now you have 5. Excellent. So at the entrance of the hut, there's the elven bowyer, right? Mm-hmm. My name is Valeron. You wish to buy bows and arrows for me? I'll give you a decent price.
Yes. So I just nod in greeting, and then I begin to inspect the short bows for quality, design.
Yeah.
Looking for something that has a certain aesthetic
Yes.
for me. Yes. And then a quiver with about 15 arrows is so I'll shop for that.
He sells them 20 arrows per
Okay.
quiver. It'll
So
be 5 pieces of gold, and the short bow would be 25 pieces of gold.
Okay.
Okay, so roll D10.
D10? Me?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Got to get out my D10. I didn't think I'd need a D10. 8. 8.
All right. So it's a very fine bow.
Ooh, nice.
But it's beautiful, but ordinary bow.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Good
I
craftsmanship.
take a quiver of arrows from the guy for 5 gold.
All right.
That's some extras. Yeah, this is like a landmark thing. Even if we don't kill that many monsters, we made it to level 2. We're upgrading to plate mail. This is a big deal in this game.
It is. It is. Yeah, absolutely. Just being able to afford plate mail and be level 2, right?
I'm making a small detour over to the shrine of the Lord of Ales and Arms, and I'm donating. Grimwolf's longsword back to the shrine.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
Nice. Vela watches this curiously. Parting with such a fine weapon, Felonius.
Indeed, one will come that will make good use of it, as my master once did.
No sentimental value to keep it yourself.
No, again, I've already acquired a weapon that will serve me well, and this one shall see proper use from someone else.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, your customs.
Yeah.
And I will play with my new earring and my swollen ear that's slightly discolored from the.
But where are my manners? I should have asked you. Do you have some skill with a blade?
She has a broadsword.
Yes. I look down and pat the hilt of the broadsword. Well, the broadsword that I inherited from the dead corpse of Fex, I am becoming proficient with. And did you not see me cut down the undead creature there that reached for our golden jackals?
I did see. That's why. And that was a fine display.
I am hoping that I am as good with a bow. The spear is all I've had the luxury of to this point. So we will find out how proficient I am. But the more treasure we seek, the more proficient I will get.
Yeah, I would not keep my master's sword. It would not see proper use with me. Mm-hmm. But if someone else would want to use it,
yes, that is smart.
I will give my longsword to Targos.
Targos?
Okay, that's important.
So I can do 1d8.
Targos. Yeah, let me mark it here so I remember. Longsword. Excellent.
And this is gonna be awesome because we can give our chainmails to some of these guys too.
Yep.
Yeah, Vela.
Great.
Vela looks at your chainmail as she stands in leather armor. Yes, envious of you who have already have such armor.
And we'll now have the goal to do better for all of us.
I have been receiving hand-me-downs my whole life. It'll be nice to purchase my own set of armor.
Karg Barrelgut says, well, you know the road. It's the same road you took to get here. It's 15 miles from Helix to Ironguard Moat. So, a day's travel should suffice. Go to...
Should we ask for anyone in particular?
Yes, go to Master Garrick's Arms and Armor. He is a fine smith. Not as great a
What's the name of
craftsman
the town
as...
again?
It's Ironguard Mott. M-O-T-T-E.
Yeah. Mott.
Right, that serves as the local capital. And we're assuming you guys traveled all the way here to Helix and you passed through that, to get here. But this is the seat of the duchy, right? Or it's Viscount Kel Ironguard who rules, and his son Krothos is the one who's given nominal dominion over the village, right? Sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not, but if he's not here, he should be at the castle back in Ironguard. And the symbol is pretty much right. The shield, it's the family arms is basically a watchtower, right, with a portcullis in front and a cross, right, toward the top, and I don't know, a blue field over green.
Okay.
So that's the.
Okay.
Did we already pawn all the items that we got?
Do you wish to sell them here to the?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we don't have to carry the...
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
Barrel-
might as well.
Much wealth carrying this much wealth would just attract robbers and bandits along the road.
Right. So it's 575 pieces of gold that you got, just from the last creature that attacked you.
From the last foray.
So so you divide it by the three of you, that's quite a lot of money. So
That's 192 apiece. That's
There you go.
awesome.
They say you cannot take riches from this world to the next, yet here we are, testing the theory in reverse.
Barrelgut, what is the name of the armor again in Ironguard
Garrick.
Mott?
it's
Garrick.
Master Garrick. Yeah. Garrick's Arms and Armor.
Do you say he does good work, Barrelgut?
He does fine work, not as fine as Dwarven make. But if you wish plate armor, he is the one who can fashion it for you. And he is Lord Ironguard's smith, is the one who fashions arms and armors for the Viscount. So he is good at his craft.
Well then, I would have rather commissioned this work to you, but
Alas, I don't do such work here. I don't have the materials. You might go over, see if you can buy them from him. But then, I'll charge you for the workmanship as well.
I will think about that.
Okay. What if we were to bring back materials? How much and what materials would you need?
So, he lists an amount of ore that you must procure,
Okay.
right? Per piece of armor. And then he's gonna charge you 450 pieces of gold each. Plus, right? Plus, you're gonna have to buy the materials, so it's gonna be more expensive if he does it.
Okay.
Plus, it will take longer, right?
And in any case, yeah, you have to go there
But
to procure the
it
materials.
strikes me, Barrel Gut, that if we supply you with the materials, would we not get a cut as we become a supplier? You will make armor for more than us at some point, Barrel Gut. Would we not become partners, so to speak?
6, I don't think is how. What's your charisma modifier?
There's no modifier. 11. I'm an 11. It's no modifier.
11. There's no modifier.
No.
So he's.
I put my best smile on, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done it in a while. It takes quite a bit of time to do. It'd be a week per suit each. So it will take time.
Fine. Clearly, it is not in your future to make plate mail armor right now.
We gave it a fair shake.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Such a pursuit would not be trivial.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Such a pursuit would not be trivial.
Right? No. All right. Might we rest the evening before we head out, gentlemen? I prefer to move in the morning when I'm rested and well fed.
There's no hurry.
The night is for other endeavors. Let us make use of it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Vela will take a room at the inn, so to speak. And rest.
I haven't been charging you for rooms or anything. They should.
Good man.
Rooms are... If it's a room for yourself, it's 5 silvers, which is half a gold per night. So if you wish to share common rooms or
I'll pay the 5 silvers.
Or sleep in the hayloft, it's much cheaper, but
not with this amount. With this amount of treasure, I would like to sleep where we can protect
good night's
it.
rest.
Mm-hmm.
So Master Bolo, the innkeeper, welcomes you.
Fimbria and I require comfortable accommodations.
Where is the big guy with the one eye?
He is joined Saint Yig.
He fell in battle.
I am sorry to hear that. Funny fellow, always drinking milk, but seem a nice gentleman all around. May Saint Ig rest his soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was. I did not know him long, but he seemed a worthy companion and loyal to the cause.
It is. I mourn the loss of a good sword arm.
I look about our group and I say it is but a gamble as to who will be next among us. That is the life we lead. It might be worth putting wager on which of us will not come back next time. Do you take such bets?
I'd rather not.
Sounds like the lady wants to tempt the gods.
I'm happy.
Doing enough already.
I'm happy to welcome visitors and patrons to the inn. I'd rather serve you ale than bet on such grisly matters.
Good.
Although, if you're a gambling woman, there's always the gambling establishment. Our competition Well, not really. The foul pheasant doesn't really offer lodging, and at least it's clearly not up to the standards of cleanliness and moral fortitude, such as my humble establishment, but they do gamble.
Not on this night,
Oh,
but in the
moral
future.
fortitude. Us.
He laughs when you say that. Let me check something.
Or if you wish to test your luck in other ways, there is always that gentleman sitting at the table over there.
Right. You mean the drunken old fool who sits hovering over his L.
That surly man that...
He looks like he would need to borrow a coin before he could gamble his coins.
Okay, so if you're not doing anything else, then I guess you guys retire for the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
To me, Fimbria, let us go.
So the following morning, right? The town is going about its regular business, and in the morning, Gamdar the acolyte wanders over and says, I have heard that Gamdar is the half orc, right? The one of the acolytes of Saint Hagen says, I have heard that your friend the Cyclops perished. I will say a prayer for his soul on tonight's evening service. I am sorry to hear that, but rumor also abounds that you have found riches and wealth in this expedition.
We found a trinket or two.
Vela will fish out 3 gold
Good
coins and say, these are I did not know him long, but I know that he was a devoted man to St. Yig, and he was always one to come in and pay a tithe, and I'll hand 3 gold pieces over to the accolade, this for the great for the peaceful rest of the soul of Fex, and I'll count out the 3 gold as if it's something worthy of counting out, right? As I drop them into his hands.
I shall match. I shall match that. I shall match that. That gesture.
I kind of like start laughing, and then I take my head, reach into my pack, and pull out a bag of gold, and just say mass for a week in the name of the giant oaf, and I give him 100 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Ah, Fex should rest well in peace among Yigs.
That's my funeral pyre contribution, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed, he will have a hearty laugh, whether he be in heaven or hell.
Nice.
Nice.
And Gandar, say something on our behalf as well.
I will, of
Because
course.
we're liable to follow him at any moment.
Yes.
Right.
Are you headed to the Barrows on this morning as well?
Ironguard Mott. Do you know much of it?
Well, it is the seat for the
The duchy.
the duchy. The local viscount rules the viscount rules the area. Lord Krothos is his son, not the most. How shall I put this? Not the most devout of followers of Saint Ig, but he visits the service frequently. Him and his advisor, and though I fear he perhaps spends more time to the foul pheasant than I would like, but
The foul pheasant?
yes, the establishment down the street, and he points, and it's the gambling house that you had heard, right? It's a gambling house, prostitution, right? That's
the house of ill
seating
repute.
joint.
Yes,
Exactly in the area. It says yes, not the most not the best
It
use
is
of
a
his time.
perfect
but-
place to find repentant souls.
Well,
What dost thou say?
yes.
At least a place to find souls that should repent.
Yes,
Well,
Gander.
that is
I would
fine,
think
but
you
not.
could find many to shepherd there at the Foul Pheasant. I will hawk up a nice morning, clear the phlegm from my throat here in the morning, spit it out, and say, but I have not known many a man of royalty that wouldn't partake in such activities. Most of them seem to be free to engage such activities, as they don't have to work for a living.
This
that
Lord,
is so, and who am I to judge the nobility?
this noble seems like a man in need of guidance from the Lord of Ales and Arms.
So,
There's
if
no
you're
doubt.
headed for Ironguard, will you be returning, or is this goodbye?
Yes, you might not recognize us when we return, but we will be returning.
Oh,
We will be adorned in hopefully finer armor. I doubt you will recognize our friend here, Felonius.
oh, well then you go to the armorers. Yes, I.
This would be just a small detour in our journey.
Oh,
We shall be back.
I will be glad
To live is to
to.
journey, and to journey is to err. And err mightily in our case.
I will welcome. I await your return and wish you. And wish you the blessing. No, not wish you. And may the blessings of Saint Ig accompany you on your journey.
Many thanks for your prayers.
Vela will turn and begin to head toward the Helix exit. Are we going before the day grows long?
Do we have horses?
No, we
No.
don't.
No horses. There's no. There are caravans that because the owner of the general store also runs the Silver Standard Merchant Company. And so it's Osen, not Osen. It's Turgan. Turgan's Trade Goods. And Turgan also runs the Silver Standard Merchant Company. So,
Would he be requiring any guards for his caravans?
you haven't talked to him. You could see if he is in need of guards.
Perhaps we could offer such services, and accompany this caravan on our way to the city.
Does
Might be worth
does
it.
that mean we get to ride upon a wagon? Then I am all for it.
Then let us speak to this man and see about a business.
All right.
Okay. So, yes, you reach the trading company and you meet Master Billworth Turgan, whom you had seen before in the services that first time you arrived. His friends with Osen, the guildmaster, who runs the mercenary guild, and they were attending services that night. Older gentleman, good morrow, adventurers.
Well
Do you
met,
require
trade master.
something from the trade store? I was going to open it soon.
Well met, trade master. We are here to offer. We are here on some business. We understand that you run a caravan from here to the city.
Anybody
And we-
speaking? Because I don't hear anything.
Yeah,
Jorge.
is.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Now,
Okay. I say, well met, trade master. We're here to offer our services. We you have come to know that you run a caravan from here to the next city over, and we would like to offer you our services, such as they are, to escort this caravan in exchange for us to be on a carriage in this caravan.
well. Yes, we are always on the lookout for more guards. It is, the wagons are slow. You should be aware that it takes about a day's travel to make the 15 miles to Ironguard. And the caravans usually takes a day to pack and unpack. So the day after that, caravan goes to Bachtown, which is to the, and he points, it's to the southwest of the swamps. And then another day, packing and unpacking, and then you make your way back. So
I am sure the company will be well worth our time.
So it's about a week each way. But you're in luck. We're ready to. We've started packing, so we should be ready to leave in a couple of hours.
Splendid.
We can pay for your services. Let's say a piece of gold per day.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Yes.
How many fighters will be accompanying you on this trek?
Yeah, I turn to Donald with this statement, and I whisper just so Donald can hear, or hopefully just so Donald can hear. Should we pay off our hirelings and leave them here for this?
I believe that they should come along. We
I
don't
feel
want them to be hired by the competition by that Osric bastard.
I feel the same way as a woodsman.
Does the offer of gold
Seven fighters.
does the offer of gold include them as well? Do you think, Donald?
Yes, I'll pay
man?
a piece of gold per
woman?
fighting man.
mean,
Yes.
They are serviceable sword arms. I would not see why they would not be paid for their protection.
Good, as long as it doesn't come out of our pocket for this.
Right, so it's 7 fighters, 7 pieces of gold. It's not bad.
It shall be a well-protected caravan.
Mm-hmm.
That it will be. I'm glad to hear. There are creatures from the swamp that occasionally make their way out, but I'm sure, given all these fine swordsmen, it will be hard to. There should be no trouble along the road.
Is there any passengers along this caravan, or is it just goods?
No, just goods.
Good.
So, he takes his guards, he gathers, he introduces you to the drivers. He was going to send some guards along, but seeing as how you're going, he says he's not going to send anyone else. Seven swords should be enough to guard. It's an old man. You know what? Let's have Griff, the guy who led you
Right.
to the... Right, he's always looking for odd jobs. And so Griff will be the wagon driver.
Okay.
Let's say the boy... There's a boy goes with you as well. Name is... Yusuf.
Okay.
There we go. And so those two are usually the... Well, you know what? He sends 4 additional men to load and unload the wagons. So,
Okay.
And so, you know, by mid-morning, it's still early, right? The wagon wheel takes off, right? It starts to creak along as you start going through the Blackwoods toward Ironguard Mott.
Yep. Vela will carry her bow on her lap with an arrow poised for this kind of journey.
So, as you make your way, you know, the day, weather is fair. You make a break about mid-afternoon to have something to eat. Everything is quiet. The road is starting to get, you know, much drier than the humid environs around Helix. The rest of the day passes without much, you know, without much excitement, until eventually you cover the entire 15 miles and arrive at the town, or at the Ironguard Mott. And so you can see the castle as you approach this village. Or not this village, this town, actually. There is a wooden palisade that keeps it, isolated from the road, and it's quite big in comparison to the small village. You see a temple to Saint Ig, clearly marked. A temple to Crom is there. A shrine to Arkantil is being constructed. You can see the stones as they're being laid to lay the foundations of the place, and already you can see several of them carved with the holy symbol of Arkantril, which you of course recognize because of Tarlin. There is a tavern called the Bloated Halfling, and with a sign illustrating a barrel of ale and a drunken halfling sort of lying on top of one of the barrels with his big gut, and a flagon of ale right next to him. So that's painted on the sign. Another tavern, the Leaky Barrel, with again a barrel, but it's exactly what it says. You can see the beer pouring out of this barrel. There is another called the Black Dragon. You see the sign for a money changer, with the 3 golden circles, right? The 3 golden balls or whatever they are, coins. And it's a small title beneath says the unexpected gift. Houghton Blackstock proprietor. And it's got the signs of a gem, right, like carved on it. So it's a money lender and jeweler.
Okay.
you see the Shining Shovel, a store with there's goods outside on crates on display. You pass near the castle itself. You can see the sign of the anvil, and it says Garrick's Arms and Armor. And you pass it and eventually reach the Silver Standard Merchant Caravan locale here, right? You're greeted by a man named Bandrick Ironstone. I am Bandrick Ironstone. I run the standard. Was there trouble on the road, old man? And Griff says, no. Everything is quiet. We bring the stuff. And so, the four porters begin to unload the wagon. The boy helps with the oxen and the cart. And Griff says to you, we'll be unloading into the evening, and then we'll be packing goods tomorrow. We'll probably leave the day after that, so don't wander too far, but we have 2 days. I mean, you have the rest of the night and tomorrow to wander around town if you wish.
Yeah. Yes, we do have business in here in this place. We shall need the time to conduct such business.
Mm-hmm. He says you can sleep here, but there's just a few cots and the hayloft. I don't know if all 7 of you will fit in here. There's usually not that many because there's already 4 porters and the boy and me. The boy can take the hayloft.
We shall find accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't, there's always the chance to sleep here, so you know where to find us.
My thanks.
Mm-hmm. What hour did you say about what hour of the day it is?
It's late. It's late in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's close to sundown, but not yet. Right?
Okay.
It's going to be.
Let's see if we can get some business taken care of.
Yes.
Let us head over to this Garrick.
Yep.
So, the armory itself is a nice establishment as well. You can see all sorts of weapons. There's barrels with swords in them. You can see that other than weapons, he also does. There's 2 apprentices shoeing a horse. Right, it's a fine looking horse. It clearly belongs to the Viscount. And you hear the ringing of the hammer on the anvil, and you can see the glow of the furnace and a beaten piece of armor. And this big smith, right, with a leather apron and long brown mustache and mousy brown hair, glances up from what he's doing and says, "Hello.
Well met.
Well met. Welcome to my arms and armor shop. You're new in town. I haven't seen you before."
We are new and we're here to see if you're interested in getting gold.
Oh, well. Man, what man isn't?
Vela will look about. Is there any armor available on display? Is there anything that's readily...
You can see mostly chainmail.
Okay.
But...
We're looking for heavier armor than mail. Do you have any available?
Plate. I don't have it available, but I can fashion it. Takes a week's time. 450 pieces of gold for a good suit.
We would want to commission 2 of these.
2? I have enough apprentices. Have you enough gold? Is the question.
Wait,
Well,
just 2? Doesn't Bella want one?
Well, if we have the gold for it. If not, I'll purchase, the next best thing.
You should have it.
Yeah. If we have enough for everybody, I mean, yeah.
You've been to every session, right? So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you have. I think
Right.
you have enough gold.
So
right?
yeah, I mean, so it'd be 3, and Vela will shake her purse discreetly enough that he can see. Yes, we have enough.
Right.
can you deliver on this? Can you deliver on this? Ere the end of the week.
As I have enough apprentices, I can make 2. If you wish 3, it'll cost you extra.
I would say it should cost us less. We're giving you plenty of business.
Then it'll take 2 weeks. I can give you 2 suits this week, 3rd suit the week following.
How much would it cost extra to have them done within the week?
They will have to hire other apprentices to handle the menial work. So it'll cost us a bit to arrange that. But I could manage, get enough ore, get to work, oversee the senior apprentices. I'd say 100 pieces more of gold.
I'll pay it. Don't worry, friends.
It is your
That's
lucky day, Garrick.
Kind gesture.
Certainly is. That'd be 1,000. No, that's actually
1,500.
what is it?
It's
900.
450 a piece plus,
Right.
and then I'd pay 550.
So it's 13.
It's 1,450.
I can't do math at night after a
1,450, Eloy.
There you go. That's a lot of money. Over 1,000 pieces of gold. And it says, I will take measurements right now. But
I'll
you-
pay 550 from that.
But you pay up front. I
I
trust
put a
you.
big bag of gold in front of him. So it
Nice.
better be good work.
So, it'll be good work. Don't you worry about that. And so he summons 2 of the older apprentices, right? They come over and they start, they confer briefly. One of them sends boys out to go procure the materials, and they come back with knotted pieces of cord, right, and start taking measurements for your suits. And
I have a look at the apprentices to see if they look the part.
Yeah, I mean the older apprentices are young men themselves, right? You can see, I don't know, 20, early 20s, right? And they're certainly quite strong from working the bellows and the hammer. And there's several boys, right? Younger boys, in various stages of development, you would say, and even the boys, look big and strong. There's a couple of scrawny kids, but you can see they do also work, right? There's feeding the furnaces, and there's, pumping the bellows. So, different apprentices work in different capacities.
Well then, blacksmith, we are fulfilling our end of the bargain. We expect great quality from you and your men.
In a week's time, I shall deliver.
Good. And of course, Vela will pay her share up front, of course. But he has to kind of tug it away from her. She doesn't give it up. She hasn't had this gold long.
I give her a shove. Hand it over. It's not gonna keep you alive.
Yes. Ah, now that is true. This will not save my life, so I will readily hand it over. When he puts it in that, when he puts it in those terms, right?
In his greedy hands.
And then I guess we should look for Garrick.
Accommodation.
Where do you recommend we stay? What is a decent but affordable place for reputable warriors?
Or even for us.
Let me check over real quick here.
Tell us about the lodgings in these parts.
Hang on, I seem to have lost the page, although I did take a lot of notes. I just want to double check, make sure everything is on the up and up. And, oh, here we go. Got Mott. He says, there's 2 taverns which rent rooms. Well, there's 3 actually. The Bloated Halfling, the Leaky Barrel. Both are good, both are decent. There's a 3rd called the Black Dragon, but judging from our conversation, I take it, gentlemen and lady as yourself would not be accustomed to such a rough place. I would not recommend the Black Dragon for you, but the Halfling is a good establishment. The innkeeper, Halfling himself.
The little people keep good tables. That sounds like a good place if we have to spend some time here.
Right. And the Leaky Barrel is as well. Both are nice. Both are nice folk.
Good. I can't help but notice they're building a temple to a shrine. There's many folks here in Ironguard Mott that are devoted to these temples and shrines.
Yes, it's a sizable population. Last time the Lord took census, it was, I don't remember, over 1,500 of us, at least. 1,600? Something like that. There's,
growing?
mostly men.
So it is growing, or?
Well, there's traffic, particularly the last couple of years with all the hubbub with the village of Helix and the treasures found there and word like that, and we've had adventurers coming and going. But yes, I mean, most of the folks here are men. There's some dwarves and elves and gnomes and halflings and such, but yes, Lord Ironguard is also a devout man, and so, he has the temple to St. Ig and to Crom, and so a shrine to Arcantril seemed best. The nobles of the duchy tend to be devout with their new religion. They're just not too happy with the old gods, and that worship is no longer much paid heed to. I don't know. The caravan you're with usually goes down to Bogtown. We don't get too much traffic from Bogtown. And of course from the larger cities to the east, it's always a lot of traffic this time of the year, at least for the past 2 since the business with Helix.
And is there much trouble on the roads? Should we anticipate trouble.
There's always danger from the swamps. You get them toad people. What are they called? And one of the apprentices says, bullywugs. Yeah, we get some of those every once in a while.
Have been aggressive lately, the bullywugs?
Have there been what?
Have they been aggressive lately, attacking?
Sometimes they keep pretty much to the swamps. Sometimes they wander too close to shore, and people mess with them.
Disgusting creatures.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. There's occasional wolves driven south if they're hungry.
But no problem with the banditry, the human problem.
I suppose there's always a chance of that. It's not very common, but occasionally there is word like that. Not close to Ironguard Mott, but if you go on to Bogtown or to Helix, sometimes things happen on the road, so watch yourselves.
Yes.
Other than that, the occasional crocodile or, wolves.
I have the death sentence.
I heard a giant frog once.
A giant frog.
Yeah, them froglings, the what did you call them?
Bullywugs.
Bullywugs, yes. Froglings sometimes show up with big frogs. Her cousins, I guess.
Yes, good to know. All right, so Vela will, after they're done measuring and everything, of course, turn to the crew. So the bloated halfling, that sounds like the place to start.
Master Garrick, before we leave, I have some requests, and I pull him aside and give him a couple of instructions.
All right.
It's just role-play stuff for when we have the armor. No worries about it.
Nice. Okay, so he's attentive. I mean, you've paid more than enough money, so he pays.
My needs are slightly different from those of my comrades, you see.
Requests.
And I explain to him what I want. So.
Okay. So yeah. So at the tavern, once you make your way over there, it says below. Again, it's the bloated halfling, and when you go in, right, you have to duck because the door is a little bit short. It's not that short. It's pretty, and you can see that the inside of the hall has been raised. You would expect that the little folk run a smaller establishment, but there's not just halflings in there. So there are small tables, there are big tables. There's gnomes, there's halflings, there's humans in there. And then, a rather rotund halfling approaches blonde with big red nose and says, "Welcome, welcome. I am Hammock Harcheese, proprietor of this establishment."
Well met.
Travelers, I see. I haven't seen you before.
And I have not seen an establishment with so many small folk in a very long time.
Yes. Well, this is sort of the informal gathering place for all the little folk, but don't you worry. We have human-sized rooms, beds, all the amenities.
We will take the human-sized rooms, but we want halfling-sized portions. You little bastards eat a hearty meal.
That's right. You do know our folk. Everything is our size except the food. Our food is bigger than yours, and so you can see that the plates that the halfling tables are more stuffed than the plates at the.
Yeah, these small folk have prodigious appetites.
All right.
So he offers reasonable prices. 3 pieces of poor fare is 1 silver piece. A normal human-sized meal is 3 pieces of silver, and of course, halfling-sized meal is 5 pieces of silver, because it's basically a double portion, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
And he has nice ales and beer, and even mead. So,
Yeah, Vela will have a normal human-sized portion of food as well as mead, and I am hungry. It has been a long day.
No, none of that. Offer your finest stock, small one. We shall dine. We shall dine, as the Lord of Ales and Arms intends.
Ah,
And I give the halfling 5 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
nice.
Thank you, Bartolonius.
yes,
Ah, yes. Yes,
he
you are.
counts them out and says, "I will bring 2 bottles of this fine wine I have procured, but only the best for you." And so, your meal comes along with a couple of bottles of wine. And it is good. It is good wine.
Nice.
So you guys have yourself a fine meal.
Thelonious, thank you for that. I would have done as I always do.
It's always good to partake on some of the finer things, especially when danger abounds.
Yes. I am finding that out. I'm finding that out. So she'll, of course, eat heartily and drink maybe a little too much. She might find herself dancing with some little folk.
There you go. They start up the music, of course. Yeah.
Of course, being a ranger, my duty is once the meal is over and the party starts, I have to pull up my hood, light my
smoke.
pipe, and
Yes.
move my back in the corner.
Yeah. It's almost a requirement for the.
With the green hood pulled down.
Yes. Keep an eye on all of us. Nice. Nice. All right.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Over, rest of the night, whatever you guys wish to do, or just retire to some fine rooms.
Yeah, Vela will drink and dance and enjoy herself.
Next day dawns, unless you guys wish to do something else.
No.
Next day is, again, Griff told you it's going to be packing and unpacking. It's going to take the whole, it doesn't take the whole day, but it takes enough of the day to where it's not worth setting out, because you're not going to get
right
to the next town in time. So, you have the day off. If you wish to do something, is fine. Otherwise, we can move to.
No, Vela would be, she would take care of her equipment and try to rest. She doesn't get. Vela would attend to her equipment, clean her weapons, and try to just enjoy the non-moving, non-life-threatening events. So she would take it easy, stay around the inn probably.
All right, so a couple of pieces of gold, right, between the fare for the rooms and the meals.
Mm-hmm.
So another couple of pieces of gold each to stay the night. And again, the morning of the third day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you show up bright and early to the Silver Merchant, and Griff gets ready once more. You say goodbye to Bandrick Ironstone, and the caravan sets off once more.
Nice.
And so, you leave, you start making your way. Where's the map? Okay, so once you leave, you're in the forest, right? You've left the swamp behind. Once you leave, you reach a bridge. Griff pointed out it's fine stone bridge over a river. And Griff tells you this is the Old Dwarf Bridge. It crosses over the Moorwash River. This river goes in deep into the moors. It basically feeds it's one of the three rivers that feed the swamps. There's the it's the Blackwater River to the south, and the Marisk River to the southwest. But this Moorwash is it's pretty big. It's a good thing those dwarves built the road. And this is like 7 miles out, and it's about halfway from the castle, right? And as you are making your way across the river,
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun, dun. Oops, wait. Seem to have lost my. Oh, there it is.
Woodsman, given that this trail makes its way into the moors, would there be a way to reach the barrows from here?
You might. I mean, just going across the moors and the swamps, you can cross from one place to the next, but it's extremely dangerous.
Oh,
There's bound to be all sorts of creatures in there, crocodiles, bullywugs.
Sinkholes, quicksand.
Yes, there's all manner of creatures, giant frogs. It is quite dangerous.
Can make good eating though.
Yes, our plate mail will not protect us from these bogs and quicksand, etc.
All right, so let me check something here real quick. Oh no. As you are making your way across the Dwarven Bridge, and once you reach the southern, the bridge runs north to south, right? The river crosses underneath from east to west toward the swamp, right? So the bridge is oriented along north to south. And as soon as you hit the south bank and the road starts to turn southwest in the direction of Bogtown, you hear this I guess you hear this chirping noise, right? And when you turn around, what's surprise for you guys? You're
Only a
surprised?
one. Only a one.
Only a one. Well, you are not surprised. You clearly hear movement behind you, and as you look behind, these frogmen start jumping out of the banks of the river on either side of the bridge and are rushing the caravan. There are 7 of these creatures brandishing spears and wearing armor made of turtle shells and some made of thatch, like of woven reeds and stuff like that, right? They are green colored, ranging in color from dark green to light green, with their bellies appearing, lighter. And they have spears and knives, and they're coming at you. And
Give him a volley.
Yep. And I will
So
draw my bow as well.
It's 10:47. Do you guys wish to do this fight now? We can do it, or leave it for next time. I have no work tomorrow, so I'm cool. But
we should be able to do it.
Let's go. All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Free initiative.
Let me take notes here for these guys. Hang on. Ha. Bullywugs. 7 of these.
Whew.
I'm thinking they're making chirping noises because, we have the local tree frogs,
Yeah,
right?
right. Probably a little.
I can hear them.
Yeah, right.
Can you hear them? Yeah, they're coming. There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
All
probably
right,
a little deeper tone, but chirping away,
It's
right?
bigger, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so you can see that one of them is bigger than the others, right? And has the best looking armor. And so, let's roll initiative.
2.
3.
Damn it.
So it's 7 of you and 7 of them. Say again, Jose?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard something. Maybe it was a little bit of echo from one of the things. All right, so Targard, Targos, Colmir, and Lamb. Right, and the rest are player characters. So it's 4 henchmen and you 3. That is correct.
Yeah.
All right.
We all head out to face them, and that's where.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys turn, you see them, and suddenly they start leaping on the air, and as they're falling down, they're bringing their spears to bear. Let me see, who does the big one attack? Say 1, 2, 3, and then the rest is going to be for the NPCs. That jumped way out of bounds. 7, it's one of the NPCs. Lamb is going to get the short end of the stick, or the big end of the stick in this case. Let's start with okay, let's start with Jose. That does not hit.
Blocking with my shield.
Polonius has an armor class of 4.
4.
4, so that's 19 plus 1. It's 20. He actually hits you for 3 points of damage. So here drives and at least stings your armor. Vela, it passes you over, right?
Yep.
It miscalculates, and the spear hits the side of the wagon beside you. Targos manages to deflect the attack. Targard deflects the attack as well.
Nice.
Colmir defends, and then
Now,
Lamb also
Nice.
defends against the big bullywug.
They aren't ready for us.
All right. So you have 3. I mean, 1 each, basically. Go for it.
Let's put this dear bastard sword to the test.
Go for it.
I rolled a 17 on the die.
Hits.
Total of 7 hits.
Just the bullywug just tried to stab you. You deflected it and rammed the sword right into it as it dies. With a gurgling sound.
Nice.
Jorge rolls what, a 10?
12.
A 12. That does not hit. The bullywug just manages to jump aside at the last minute.
All right.
And manages to avoid a strike.
So Vela, with a spear hitting the wagon, comes up with a broadsword. Ooh, 18 plus 1, 19, and 5 total points.
To just run the bullywug through.
Okay. Nice.
And it just convulses and does nothing. It just collapses on your weapon. Colmir misses. Targos misses. Hargard. No, misses as well.
Dang.
Lamb, come on, Lamb. Nothing.
That's 10.
They're locked.
Right.
They are locked in battle with the bullywugs as we go to round 2.
Right. Melee continues. What initiative? Awesome.
6.
Excellent.
Nice.
1. There you go.
All right, so I move to help Lamb.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That is a total of 17 on the die. With the bonus.
That hits.
And that's a total of 7 hits also.
Oh my God! You just decapitate this guy.
Nice.
That was a big one.
Yep. Jorge, you still have 1, and yours is no joke. Yours is pretty big too.
16.
That hits.
3 points.
3 points. So you wound it, and it sort of staggers back, bleeding.
Okay. All right.
Where are you going to help, Bella?
I kick the dead one off the end of my blade, and then I'm going to charge in and help. Targos.
Targos, go for it.
I got to remember when I kill, I get another cleave too. I got to remember that.
That is true.
Damn it.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Oh, 19 plus 1, so 20.
There you go.
But I only did 3 points on this one.
Yeah, you killed him.
Oh,
And
all right.
Now you can
Targard.
So
Yeah,
turn to
who's right
Targar.
next to him, right?
And 7 plus 1, 8. Not a hit on that one.
No, not a hit on that one.
Nice, but okay.
But let's see if Targard hit. Targard hits and
Nice.
kills that one. Who's left? Colmir. Colmir hits and kills that one. And I think that's the last of them. No.
Lamb and Targard can help
Wow.
Thelonious.
Yeah.
Right.
Lamb helps, but he misses.
Oh.
And everyone else misses, but there's only one of those left. And when it sees
The butchery.
what's going on,
Yeah.
the butchery,
God,
it just
yeah.
turns tail and starts hopping as best it can back
Right.
to the river.
I gotta kill it. Attack of opportunity.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
Polonius.
Thelonious, kill it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's 19.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
That's
Cut it
9
down.
points around.
9, but so as it's coiling down to spring back up to jump away, that's when you hit it with the sword and cleave on its clavicle, cave in the clavicle, right, and it just collapses to the ground.
Nice.
Awesome.
Holy cow, that was sweet. That was sweet.
Bullywugs.
Victory and beyond for ale and arms.
Let's see.
because we were bandaged, Paladin.
Yep.
Griff, make sure you tell the tale of how we vanquished this ambush in but seconds. As I wipe the broadsword blood on the armor of one of these dead creatures.
Somebody roll a d10.
I just get back 1 point.
D10?
Roll a d10, yes.
6.
6, okay. A and B. Oh, okay. So there's 6, 7. There's 105 pieces of silver
Nice.
between all of them.
Wow, nice.
And where's my D8? There it is. 141 pieces of copper.
All right. I can dig
You
it.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this
That's-
crude.
And since we have the carts, I think we should bring their spears, and they might
Yeah.
come in useful
Yeah.
throwing weapons for henchmen.
Yes.
Yep. 7 spears. Perfect.
And by nightfall, you reach the town. The town known as Bogtown. Bogtown is a village, right? Let me see how big it is in comparison. It's slightly smaller than Helix. Again, you can see some. You can see some humans, some dwarves and elves going about. Griff says, "There's an alderman here, Herrick Anguson, who is the Ironguard's representative in this town. A small town, as you can see.
As long as they have beer, we'll be fine.
Yes, they deal mostly in lumber and dried peat. It's not the greatest of places, but we come here and trade. Yeah. Let's see. You see a couple of shrines. One is clearly the Shrine of Crom. Another, and this is kind of amazing given what you heard, in Ironguard, you see a temple to the Green Man. You see the Green Man's face, the god Sylvanus, one of the old gods. It's an old structure made of stone, right? The roof, however, is just thatch, right? You see a store labeled the Broken Bockler, trading goods, and let's see what else. There's the Toasty Troll Tavern.
Oh.
That you can see from the road. Let's see what else. There's of course an establishment of the Silver Standard Merchant Caravan, but there's not much more, right? There's just small houses and whatnot. Griff tells you, well, the only good thing about here is that because it's such a small place, Turgan had them build a barracks for the caravan, so you can sleep here. There's room enough for all of us.
Perfect.
Yeah, not the greatest of towns, but I don't know. You are received at the Silver Standard outpost by a man called Ernst Gunter, who's a representative. And, he says hi to Griff, immediately recognizes him. He says, welcome to our humble town. not much to do or see around here, as you can see, but you might want to grab an ale at the Toasty Troll.
Mm-hmm.
And there's warm beds for you.
Oh, good. I'll take time and kind of walk around Bogtown, taking in the area a little bit, looking for any what am I trying to say? Notices that might be hanging up, things like that.
So, as the name might suggest, the ground is muddy, right? This village seems to be too close to the swamplands, right? And so immediately after you pass a couple of houses, the ground keeps getting worse and worse, right? It's too close, which doesn't seem like a very wise thing to do, but but it is quite close. And so it's afternoon.
Okay.
The sun, it's near sundown again, right?
Okay.
So
is the alderman's home obvious? Does it stand out?
Well, you can look around for it, and as you're going to the back of the village, there is a little girl looking at you, and she sees you wandering back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she says out from there, "Don't go too far into the bog, or the mother of toads will get you."
So I kneel down and wave her to me with a big smile. I am Vela. Who are you?
I am Hannah.
Hannah.
I live here.
You live here. What is this mother of toads?
No, you don't want to go there. And she leans over close and says, "She's a witch."
A witch? A witch, like us? A human woman, you mean? Or an actual toad?
No, she's a witch, a woman. She lives in the swamp.
Oh.
And yes, she steals children who wander too close to the bog.
Then why are you here? You shouldn't be this close to the bogs, should you, Hannah?
It's my house. And she's leaning on next to the house. And my mama's inside.
Ah. Have you seen this witch? Or are you just here to tell?
No, I haven't seen her, but they say she's a powerful witch. They say she can talk to the frogs and to the insects, and they said that when she is angry, she sends disease and pestilence and frogs and toads into the town. The alderman says she's dangerous, but no one dares go near her. They say she can raise the dead.
She is a powerful woman indeed. Well, Hannah, I thank you so for your warning, and I'll fish out some of these coppers that we just got off these frogmen, and I'll give her 5 or 6 and tell her share these with your mother, and tell her that I thank you for saving me from the witch of the swamps. I'll stand and pat her on the top of the head, and then I'll say my goodbyes as I kind of walk away. I'm going to watch to see, what she does as I walk away. Does she stay at the house?
Yeah, I think she sees you walking away, but then looks down at the money, and then she goes around the house, and you can hear her steps as she climbs to the porch and enters the house. Yeah, and there's smoke coming out the chimney. So,
okay. I will take this information back to the group, but I will turn to Ernst when I come in. Ernst Gunter. and say these.
Yeah.
I have heard tell of a witch in the swamps that can raise the dead, cast disease, command the frogs. Is this true, or it's a little girl who's told me these things?
Yeah, I mean it's an old woman, and tales usually are exaggerated, but I have heard things like that. They say she can treat ailments, and desperate people go over. One of the workmen here got injured by a crocodile as he was digging for peat. He thought he was going to lose his arm, and so he went into the bog and visited the witch, and when he came back, his arm was fine. He says the woman gave him balms that healed his wounds and treated him for poisons, he said.
Wow, so she is an apothecary of sorts, then.
Perhaps. He did say there was a bubbling cauldron in there, so she might be a real witch.
But
I don't know.
She clearly was willing to help an innocent, so she might not be all bad. Sylvanus might be important to her, do you believe?
Perhaps. I mean, I'm sure living this close to the town, she must have been a resident here at some point. If she was, I don't know when that was. That was before my time. As long as I've been here.
I would love to procure some balms for our healing and for antidotes for poison. Those would be very valuable. Thank you, Gunther. I'll share this information with the rest of the group. If they didn't hear it, I'll share it with them.
Right. All right. So it's 11:10. Do you guys want to stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good place. Perfect.
And we finished the fight at 10:58. So it was.
So theoretically, it wasn't a fight that kept us longer.
No, it was role play. That's awesome. That was fun. That was
Awesome.
fun.
I like you were seeing more of the world.
Yes. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one of those things where I debated: do I go on a journey with them? Do they just want to get back to the maze? But the real
No.
Well, we kind of.
this is part of it, right?
Yeah,
this is part of it.
Yeah, we kind of had to go back because we gotta, we had to make the next move up, right? To secure better arms and armor, right? So
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, that was fun. That was great fun. Yeah.
Nice change of pace.
It's great to get an idea of the
world
area,
layout.
the
Yeah.
different towns. I love it.
World building.
Right.
World
Right.
building.
I'll try and do a little map of the area.
Yeah, and I've got to
But you
remember
got
that
the-
cleave. When I kill something, I get another attack. I got to remember
Cleave.
that.
Yes.
At level 3, I'll get 2.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
But bullywugs, we haven't fought bullywugs
No.
in ages, and so it's like
my last encounter with Bullywogs in Joth was devastating. It,
well, it's one.
those
You're level
Bullywogs
2
kicked the
now,
living tar out of us.
You're level 2 now, and I did roll out in the open.
Right.
So
No. Yeah, it was perfect. No. We did not have level 2 characters when we ran into a village of Bullywogs in Joth. So that's awesome. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we made it. We got done in a relatively. Well, I guess you guys are 11 minutes beyond normal, right? So.
Yeah. As I said, I'm fine.